Hi and welcome to this video, which is part of a tutorial series on how to install and configure LTTng. LTTng is the next generation Linux tracer, and more information about its features can be found on the LTTng website. In this tutorial, I'll guide you step by step on how to install LTTng from its source code. This video is done on a default installation of Ubuntu 12.04, but if you are on another distribution, instructions should be quite similar as long as you can access the required dependencies. The first step is to go to LTTng.org to download 5 packages. These packages can be found by selecting the download section found in the left menu. The latest packages are available under the latest source releases header. We'll need to download the tracer toolchain packages, the user space library, and the Babel trace reader. These archives are compressed using bzip2 and need to be extracted in your computer. In my case, I will first save them in a new directory called LTTng under my home directory. After I finish downloading the packages, my next step will be to open a terminal and navigate to my LTTng folder. I can then extract the packages using the tar command. Once the packages are extracted, the next thing we need to do is install the required dependencies from the Ubuntu repository. The packages we need to install can be found in the README files included with the LTTng packages. But first of all, we'll run the apt-get update command to make sure we get access to all available packages. We can now run the apt-get install command to install the required dependencies. Now that the required packages are set up, we can now begin installing LTTng. The first package that we'll install is the user space read copy update library. This can be done with the configure, make, and make install commands. In the terminal, I'm gonna change my current directory to the user space library folder. I'll run configure, followed by running make, and by sudo make install. To update the shared library list, we'll also want to run the ldconfig command in superuser. The next package to install is the user space tracing library. In the terminal, I'll navigate to the user space tracing library folder and run configure. LTTng can integrate system tap, but this option is disabled by default. I'll run make, followed by sudo make install, and then by ldconfig. The third package to install is the LTTng control client. Change your current directory to the LTTng control client directory and run configure. If the user space tracing library was installed properly, then LTTng will be built with support for user space tracing. I'll run make, followed by sudo make install, and by ldconfig. The fourth package to install is the kernel modules. Again, we'll want to change the current directory to the kernel modules folder, but this time we'll need to run make. The kernel modules will only be installed for the running kernel. Modules can be installed with the sudo make modules install command. To activate the modules, we'll need to run depmod with the all flag. The only package left is bibletrace, so in the terminal I'll navigate to the bibletrace folder. I'll run configure, followed by make, and by sudo make install. LTTng shall now be working from the command line. More details on how to use the LTTng command line tools will be discussed later in this tutorial series. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.